Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Griffin Airgun Ammo. Today we're going to be doing a quick video on the CPs that we offer. We got one that we've had on that we've been doing for a little while. We just came up with another one. This is a 250 and our other one was in 249. So today we're going to be taking a look at both of them 36 grain. The 249 has a pellet base option, just like a modified hollow base, and then the 36 250 diameter is basically out of our wide tip die, and this is a cavity point as well. So we'll shoot a couple groups real fast with these, get some chronograph numbers, calculate a quick BC, and then we'll smack them into the ballistics gel real quick and do a side-by-side comparison. And we'll have an explanation at the end as to we're going to modify the 249 in the future to get some better results. But that's going to be it. As you can see, I've got a whole variety of other slugs that I'm messing with today. This is going to be part of the twist rates video. I'm going to try and get that out this weekend for everybody. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's get into it. All right, so up first, we're going to be doing the 36 grain pellet base. This is in the 249 diameter. This is a cavity point slug. So basically the center of this is hollow. This is like an LDC without the bead in it, basically. So we'll shoot these we're going to be shooting them at 70 yards. I got a camera set up. And as soon as we're done shooting the groups, we're going to shoot them into the ballistics gel and see how they act on that at 70 yards. Go ahead and get a couple of these guys out here. Alright, so we'll be on the left target, and I'm going to aim for the upper right bullseye. Just going to aim for one of the corners of it. Alright, it looks like we're hitting about a mil high. These things are smoking right now. Chronograph's reading 998. I didn't set a camera up on the chronograph just because I got too much testing to do today, but these things are going almost 1,000 feet per second. Wow. I can safely say the Condor is taking the 249s. Well, I pulled that one. And I pulled that one. Now my air pressure's starting to change. All right, so we'll call it good right there. I think that was 7-shot group. So pretty good. Definitely pretty impressed with those. Actually, screw it, we'll just keep rolling. Do a 10-shot group. That's what it is, the wind's starting to blow down there. Alright. Good deal. So I'll put the groups up. The last couple, it seems like when the air pressure starts to change in the Condor, the groups will shift a little bit and it'll fall into a new groove. But the first 7 shots were just, I mean, about 1/4 of an inch. So pretty impressed with that. I'm gonna take a break, air up real quick, and we'll move on to the 250 CP. All right, so up next we're gonna do the 250. This is a dish base 36 grain CP out of a different die. We'll do that on the next top, was that top left target over there? And I haven't really zeroed for these, so we're just gonna do the same thing. All right, here we go. Same velocity pretty much, 995. Got a little bit of a breeze down there, but not too bad. $1,004. $1,001. $1,007. So these are a little tighter slug and they're sealing a little bit more. That's why you're getting an increase in velocity. So a lot of people get concerned about barrel friction, and it's only, you know, excessive barrel friction if it's way too, if it's Alright, so we got the block of ballistics gel set up. We got the camera rolling down there. We're going to do the 249 first and then the 250. Get the chronograph turned back on. Alright. We got the 249. And the 2.5 up. All right. 250, we'll put this one just below it. Wow, that made a big sound difference. All right, I'm gonna take a look at that. All right, hey guys, so hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty cool to see. I'll cut the gel out. We'll do a little ending segment back at the house, and I'll cut the 249 and the 250 CPs out of the gel. They look like they just expanded beautifully, so very good on that. The groups, I didn't bring my micrometers, otherwise I would have measured it, but those are all at 1-inch squares, so you guys can see pretty much on the video how well they did. Obviously, as the pressure changed in the gun, the accuracy changed a little bit. It's kind of to be expected with an unregulated gun, or at least this one anyway. Your mileage may vary. So with that, I'm gonna cut this video short. I got like a whole lot of ballistics testing to do to get ready for the twist rates video this weekend, which we'll talk about stability and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. That's gonna be a good one. All right guys, I'll catch you later. Okay, so we're back at the house now. We got our block of gel here. For those of you guys that are new to the channel, we're using clear ballistics, 10% FBI blocks. I will see if I got the inspection card in here still. I think I still do. Anyway, these are the FBI blocks from Clear Ballistics. These work really well. This is what we're going to be doing all our testing with. After this, you guys won't have to see a dirty block again for probably a little while. You can't indefinitely melt these down, so I'm trying to get the best use I can out of them. So that's why we've shot the same that's why we have shot the same block multiple times. So, real quick, we'll get some measurements on penetration real quick. We'll use the GoPro to show you guys. So this top one here, so this slug here was the 249 CP, and it looks like we got a total penetration of about 5.5. The center of the slug's at about 5.25, 5.5. And then on the 250 CP, we got
right at about 4 inches of penetration. So about an inch, inch and a half less penetration than the 249 CP. And that's due to hollow point geometry and a few other things. We're going to make some changes to the 249 to try to get that a little bit closer to the 250 CP. We'll still offer both of them in case you want that extra little bit of penetration. But basically, the 249, as you can see in the slow-mo, opened up a little bit later in the gel. So it got into about maybe 2 inches before it really started to open up and expand real hard, which is fine. Whereas the other one opened up pretty much instantly and made a huge, huge cavity. So basically, the way I look at this kind of stuff is not every slug needs to do the same thing, but since these are 2 different diameters, it'd be nice to, if your gun only shoots 249s, so we'd like to give you the option of a higher penetration or a more instant expansion, so that you can have, at least a little bit of leeway between what your ammo is going to be best suited for, right? So I like slugs that don't penetrate a lot for like your small game. Rabbits, squirrels, stuff like that, where you don't have to penetrate a lot of tissue to do the job. In that instance, real violent expansion is going to do a much better job of putting that animal down ethically than something that penetrates a lot more without depositing as much energy quickly. So these ones I shot closer to the edge, so it's not going to take 20 minutes to dig them out, so we'll just go ahead and dig this out real quick. I usually don't do this part on camera just because it's a little finicky and you guys get to see me struggle and make funny faces. So we'll just leave it all in. Alright. Alright, wow. So we'll get this set up so you guys can see it here. So that is the 249 cavity point. You can see the rifling grooves on the back there. And we'll get a measurement real fast of what our maximum expansion on this guy is. Now keep in mind this is at 70 yards. We're not doing any like 20 yard or close in ballistics gel shots because you're going to be hunting at likely 50 yards and beyond with slugs. So give you guys a realistic expectation of what kind of expansion you can expect at those farther distances. Alright, so 0.478, that almost expanded out to a ½ inch. So almost doubled in size, which is really, really good. And for the 250, now I don't know if you guys were paying attention, and I didn't have the chronograph set up to where you guys could see it on this video, but I was trying to yell out the velocities as I was shooting. And it was real interesting because the 250 diameter actually shot faster than the 249 diameter. I think I was right in the middle of explaining that when my camera died, or my main camera died, and so I didn't get a chance to completely finish explaining that. Let me get this measured real quick and then we'll explain that. So 0.479. So pretty similar expansion really between both the cavity points. Again, what the difference was how they dumped their energy and how much they penetrated, right? So the 250 CP hit a lot harder, penetrated a little bit less. The 249 also hit extremely hard, also expanded beautifully, but it penetrated a little bit more. So, that's just stuff. I like putting this stuff out there so that you guys can get like, oh, that's what I'm looking for, is I need something that does this versus something that does that. So that's pretty much the goal of doing these kind of videos. So real quick, there's a lot of people that talk about, there's a lot of concern, I should say, about barrel friction and, you know, is a choke barrel and all this kind of stuff. You know, honestly, most of the air gun barrels, when you chamber the slug isn't touching every single surface inside the barrel anyway. On most of these rifles, you can see daylight around pretty much all of them, whether it's an FX slug liner, whether it's a Lothar Walther barrel, whether it's literally any barrel, especially barrels that have chokes in them. And that's due to a whole bunch of different reasons. They're kind of modified barrels to shoot pellets, whereas like my 257 barrel, that doesn't have any air gaps in it. But what does happen, like, so I did the same thing with the 217 and 218 in my FX gun, and I noticed that the 217 on the back of it, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, this slug is pretty destroyed as far as the back of it, so it's not really super visible. But the base of it, I guess I can show you what I'm talking about, at least with this slug. You can see the rifling grooves on the back of the slug there. And the 217, all you could see was the rifling grooves. You couldn't see any wear mark in between the rifling grooves. And the 218 showed a perfect wear mark all the way around, which means that as it passed through the choke, it actually did create an airtight seal. And so, you know, that's one thing to kind of maybe pay attention to if you're doing your chronograph results, is the 249 out of the Condor shot about 10 to 15 feet per second slower than the 250. Now the 250 is a tighter fitting slug, obviously. It's a slightly larger bullet. But that extra size also created a better seal and made better use of the air. So it was actually more efficient, and it didn't slow the bullet down at all. It actually sped it up because it was using more air, and it had a better seal right at the muzzle, or right at the breech end anyway. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do, I had, you know, there was a comment, like to see the CP slugs, so that's the CP slugs. We have these in other calibers as well. This is just the 25 caliber versions. We could do these in 257, we can do these in 30 cal. Actually, I take that back. We don't have a 30 cal setup for them yet. We can do them in 357, and we will soon be able to do it in 457, and we'll be adding some other stuff. We're always adding stuff. We're waiting on the parts to come for our 177 setup, so 177 will be able to have a CP as well as some other stuff. So that's all coming in the future, and I will keep you posted when that happens. So up next, the next video, which will be coming out in a couple days, I just got done doing all the ballistics testing, and I just got to finish calculating all the BCs and averaging everything out and making sure that all the numbers are solid. And then we're going to point out the trends between bullet stabilization and ballistic coefficient, because this is something I've seen even guys in competition kind of, maybe not aware of it, or because this is something that's definitely more commonly known, maybe not more commonly known, but it's researched more heavily in firearms. Bullet stability and its correlation to BC. So we'll get into that real deep in the next video, but basically what I did to shoot that video is I took my Condor, I went in 25 caliber and 257, which are both really 25 caliber. They just slightly different diameters, and different twist rates are available in the 257 versus a 25 caliber airgun barrel. So that's what we're going to be using. It's not a perfect test because they are different barrel profiles, so there could be other external factors that affect BC and stability aside from just the twist rate. But even then, we should still see a strong trend emerge due to the twist rates. So what I did is made 5 slugs in 25 caliber ranging from 50 grain all the way up to 70 grain in 5 grain increments. So we got 50, 55, 60, 65, and 70. Did 10 shot groups, and we're going to calculate the BCs on that and see how the BC trends as the slugs get bigger and heavier out of the same twist rate barrel. Then I did the same thing in 257. So we're going to test 50 grain, 55 grain, 60, 65, and 70 grain in a 257 barrel that has a 1 in 14 twist rate. So what we're going to be doing is comparing the BC and stability effects from a 1 in 17 and 7 twist, which is the standard Lothar twist, and we're going to be comparing that to the barrel profile of a 2520, which is a firearms barrel. For those of you guys that aren't real up on this kind of stuff, a 2520 barrel is the exact same barrel profile that TJ uses for his 257 barrel. There's really two options. You have a 2520, which is a 1 in 14 twist, and then you have a 3520, or I'm sorry, I forget the other one. It's a 2520 and a 3520. And basically the difference is one of them has a 1 in 10 twist and the other one has a 1 in 14 twist. I don't have a 35-25 barrel at the moment, but I am going to get one because that's another slug I would like to try out that exceeds even the stability of a 1 in 14 twist barrel, but it also has a phenomenally higher BC. So that's going to be the next video. If that's something that you're interested in learning more about, then I would, subscribe, ring the bell to get the notification. The video should be coming out either Saturday or Sunday. And that's going to be a longer video, lot to cover, and that's probably just going to be part 1 of that topic, as we'll dive deeper into that topic with other calibers as well. So that's going to be this weekend's video. Sorry it took me a little longer to get this video out. I usually try to get these out in the middle or the beginning of the week, and I had some car issues this week that prevented me from getting to the range. So anyway, I'm going to go melt this block of gel back down, and I will catch you guys this weekend, and we will get in deep on slug stability, ballistic coefficient, and things you might want to consider. How big of a slug is too big? Because it might surprise you. Just because your gun can shoot a 90 grain 257 bullet doesn't mean you should for all applications, especially if you're really trying to shoot like 500 yards. That is not the optimal slug for that, and we'll get into why that's not the optimal slug for that on Sunday. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. It's just a quick little video, and nothing real spectacular. As far as the accuracy goes, I just wanted to let you guys know, hopefully you could spot the trend that my Condor seems like as you shoot, you'll get about maybe 5 to 6 shots that shoot in the same group. Then as the air pressure changes, my groups tend to migrate, and then it'll shoot another group in a slightly different spot. And then as the pressure drops another 300 or 400 PSI, I'll get a different group. So over a full fill, that gun typically will print 3 distinct shot groups. Excuse me. And so that's why I was kind of reluctant to keep shooting my 10 shot group at the 249, but I'm also not trying to, show you guys unrealistic results. Like, that's what the slugs do. That's what that gun does with those slugs. And if you really want to get into it and fine tune your rifle a little bit more and find that sweet spot, you can get that accuracy that you saw in the first 5 shots where they all went in a 1/4 inch. So, that's up to you guys. All right. I'll catch you guys this weekend. Have a good one.